Is artificial intelligence, AI, is it ethical?
It's a great question, right? I get that question all the time. Is it ethical? I would say that rather than debating that part, I would say, can we redeem it for the glory of God? At the end of my sophomore year, I decided to give Jesus a try. Christians were coming up on my For You page on social media, so I decided to research more about it. Eventually, I got listening to the Bible every day and eager to know more about God. I think that this is a really great point to illustrate how we're even using AI in these spaces.
Hey, ChatGPT. Can you give me 5 ideas of how I can reach people to Jesus, starting from my neighbors?
Absolutely. Here are some ideas. 1. Host a neighborhood gathering. Organize a casual get-together or barbecue to get to know your neighbors.
Can AI help us find Jesus? That's the question that I have right now for every single one of you guys. And probably a lot of people are not going to be, or they don't agree with me. And they're not going to be with me in this part of it. Because I have a video where there's a testimony where this girl, or this lady, she found Jesus. And it was because of AI. She found a relationship with God. She found a relationship with Jesus through AI. And can we understand that probably God wants to use every single resource out there to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ? One of the things that I believe is the verse that Jesus says, and you guys will do even more stuff, even better stuff, or even more stuff than me in my name. So think about it. Reaching out people, it's impossible for me to go left and right now. I don't have the money to travel every single day, but I probably have the money to go onto the street and tell everybody. The problem with that is that a lot of people are like, how do I say this? They flinch. They're already like scarfed by people who just are telling condemnation, and they're preaching condemnation to the people. Instead, they don't reach their needs. And that's exactly one of the things for me. I want to reach your needs. Based on that, I have my Patreon. So please go subscribe, become a member, and that's the only thing I can tell you. Become a member. Let me just go into this video so we can see that how we can reach people through AI. Maybe you go to ChatGPT and you ask ChatGPT, how can I reach? Let's just go to ChatGPT in a minute, but let's watch this video so you guys can understand how you can reach people through AI.
Well, I want to thank you for joining us today. The topic on the docket is artificial intelligence, and this is an area you've looked a lot at. I'm going to just start with the big, broad question that I know you hear a lot. Is artificial intelligence, AI, is it ethical?
It's a great question, right? I get that question all the time. Is it ethical? I would say that rather than debating that part, I would say, can we redeem it for the glory of God? And that's actually what we're doing here. We're using a lot of that technology to be able to actually help people discover a relationship with Jesus, go deeper in their relationship with Jesus, or maybe even share their current relationship with Jesus with their neighbors. So is it ethical? Depends how you use it, right?
Yeah, it's like every other technology, right? I mean, the internet, some of the most horrific things happen on the internet as a result of having the internet. And yet, how many people have you seen? I mean, you head up Crew's U.S. Digital Strategies, right? You're the leader of that. Yeah. How many times have you seen the internet lead people to the Lord, I would imagine, over the years? Thousands upon thousands of times, right?
Right. Yeah, multiple times. There's actually a few stories, and even one that really directly ties into AI that if I could, I'd love to share with you.
Absolutely.
There's a quick text that I got. This actually was just last week. And what our friend says is, all of my life, I felt like an outcast. I'm reading you her text. It's more powerful in her words. I never grew up with a true role model in my life and was never raised religious. My story starts after 2020. I tried to make the best of it through COVID, but I felt like something was missing. Plus, on top of high school starting, I felt very isolated. However, at the end of my sophomore year, I decided to give Jesus a try. Christians were coming up on my For You page on social media, so I decided to research more about it. Eventually, I got listening to the Bible every day and eager to know more about God. I think that this is a really great point to illustrate how we're even using AI in these spaces. So let's say that our friend here has certain characteristics, like maybe they like certain brands and certain type of posts. So we're able to use AI to find more people like her and then be able to put our offers and messages of hope in front of them. So we're using the AI built into some of our advertising platforms to be able to find more people that we can actually share the gospel with. We're also using some of the people that are showing aptitudes, whether they're downloading things of our website or using our apps, being able to help them understand that we have an opportunity here for you to download resources that help you talk to your neighbor. And whether that resource is in a certain language, a certain context, context of sport, maybe your families or youth, we're able to actually provide that for you. So we're using AI in a lot of different spaces like this to come up, to help us be able to contextualize a lot of this.
Yeah, it's such a fascinating thing to consider. Let's say Christians say we're not going to have anything to do with AI. It's going to be used for nefarious purposes. It's already being used for nefarious purposes. You think about countries like China, places where governments restrict people's rights,
Right.
how AI is already being used and will continue to be used. If Christians don't rise up and say, hey, we're going to learn this and use it to bring light into the darkness, what happens? Let's say we don't do it at all. We abandon it. What do you think happens?
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, we just lose an opportunity. I think that that's the case, right? We should take every.
I believe this is a great opportunity because not everybody's gonna go to church. Not everybody's going to meet. Let me just put it this way: we have this deception that unbelievers are gonna be like, "Oh, I want to go to church, and we're gonna wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning so I can go to your meetings." I don't think that's gonna be ideal. I don't think that's going to be something that it's been proven. Yes, probably, maybe one person out of 1 million every single Sunday is going to go to a different church or a church to find hope. But when we have the availability to open up an app and bring this hope to your phone, when you have questions, when you're going through something, how can you deal with stuff that are literally just a matter of eternity? Not maternity, eternity. So AI could actually bring us to your phone, could actually bring this hope to your phone. The enemy is trying to bring destruction. It's trying to steal your soul. It's trying to steal your youth. It's trying to steal your innocence. But let AI, let the how do you call it? Let the technology be a tool to bring people to Jesus. Why not? Why not? Why can't you just say, let's use it to our advantage to bring people to Jesus? Why not? Why not?
Every opportunity to share the hope, the eternal hope we have. And we just miss an opportunity. When I think about the term AI, a lot of people use the definition of artificial intelligence. One of the ways that we like to reframe it is to think about it as AI signifying an advanced intern. So if you think about it as an advanced intern, an intern, you obviously wouldn't let them run your radio show, Billy, right? You'd have them, but maybe do some research and maybe bring up some topics, ideas, and some things that you can then fine tune for the effort and the outcome that you want for the show. Well, we're doing the same thing, right? We're using it to help us analyze documents, look at analytics, maybe even create or even translate in spaces that it would be really pertinent to have a different type of language or a different type of cultural context. And we're using to advance that. We've seen really great fruit from that. We're seeing a lot of people engage with the material, but I can't stress this enough. Guardrails are crucial. And we have guardrails built in throughout the whole, throughout all of our activities, because without the guardrails, you do kind of move into that scary space where.
All right, everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. That's actually crucial. Give it up. Give it up for that man who has ideas like this. Okay, that's enough. Is this something that we can actually use for our advantage? Is this something that you can use? Maybe you download the app, maybe you download ChatGPT, and I'm going to ask ChatGPT right now to give me 5 ideas of how I can, let's just go to the closest thing you have, your neighbors. How can I, or give me 5 ideas, how can I start a conversation about Jesus with my neighbors? All right. So let me ask ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT, can you give me 5 ideas of how I can reach people to Jesus, starting from my neighbors?
Absolutely. Here are some ideas. 1. Host a neighborhood gathering. Organize a casual get-together or barbecue to get to know your neighbors. This can create an open and friendly environment where you can share your faith naturally through conversations. 2. Offer help and support. Look for opportunities to help your neighbors with tasks or projects. Your kindness and generosity can open the door to meaningful conversations about faith. 3. Start a Bible study group. Invite neighbors to join a weekly Bible study group at your home. Make it a welcoming and open space where everyone feels comfortable sharing and asking questions. 4. Share personal stories. Be open about your own faith journey and how it has impacted your life. Personal stories can be powerful and relatable. 5. Invite them to church events. Extend invitations to special church events or services that might interest them. This can be a great way to introduce them to the community and teachings of your church.
There you go. There you go. It's just a starting point, right? Why not using technology to help us out to reach out the lost? Why not using? Because sometimes, I'll be honest with you, probably you don't have the ideas and you just want to come up with an idea like, oh, you know what? I don't have an idea. And you make excuses for yourself. You make excuses to not reach people, or you don't open yourself to reach out people for Jesus Christ. So if that's the case, like I said, I already asked the questions. I already asked the questions to ChatGPT. And automatically you have all the answers right now. You can actually ask her or ask ChatGPT for questions. Can we gather and help others? Can we be open? Can you be open to maybe start a conversation with people? Can you be open to, let me just read a little bit, offer help and support? Maybe just, I don't know, like do the laundry for them. Maybe they just had a baby, or they're, just send them food, DoorDash, something that is going to create the environment for them to say, you know what, who are you? I don't see people like this. Or maybe people from another culture, like that, just breaking the culture barrier, it could potentially give you the access to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I'm not saying you gotta be one of those like preachers on the street and you're gonna tell them that they gotta go to hell and stuff like that. No, just, I think starting a conversation with your neighbors, starting a conversation with people who probably they're going through something, like, hey, I don't know, just start a conversation saying, hey, I'm gonna share with you something that I just want to talk about it, and I just want to get out of my chest. And maybe that's the way you can open up, or they can open up to you to say, you know what, I believe in God just like you, but I'm not close enough. You just begin the conversation. Let's just start a conversation here. I'm going to go to one of my favorite books of the Bible, 1 Thessalonians 4:11. You guys know that I this is my go-to verse, and in a lot of videos that I make, and it just literally tells us that we have to spread out the gospel of Jesus Christ and how to spread it out. This is the most intense. We probably don't need ChatGPT. We have the Bible and tells us exactly how to reach people. Make it your goal to live a quiet life, minding your own business and working with your hands just as we instructed you before. Then people who are not believers will respect the way you live. I think most of the time, in something that we as Christians, we've lost the respect of people. We've lost the respect of others. We lost the respect of unbelievers. Why? Because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on with Christians around the world. I see memes of people just mocking Christians because they act crazy. I'm not gonna say the word because sometimes some Pentecostals are gonna get offended. I don't want to offend anybody, but at the same time, I gotta call it like it is. They tell us sometimes that we're crazy. Yet we don't live a quiet life. Yet we don't mind our own business sometimes. Yet we just go to the street and instead of actually evangelize, asking questions and saying, how can I serve you? How can I help you? We don't have this attitude so many times. So can the Bible tells us exactly how to reach the lost? Yes. 1 Thessalonians 4:12. Believers, then the people who are not believers will respect the way you live, and you will not need to depend on others. Maybe you can reach people. Maybe you can reach your boss in your work. How can we reach my boss? Why? The best way is just to give and have a good attitude. Sometimes maybe they say, you know what, you are different from the others. You are different because you're always on time. You never call out, or when you call out, you have a respectable or an accurate, I don't know, like excuse. Let me just put it that way. You never lie. You always tell me the truth, and you always have a good attitude. I don't know, something that people can say and they start believing and respect the way you live and do your job. Maybe you're not actually complaining, because that's something that I've heard, and I also went through in my work in my previous job. When I used to be a manager, I used to get all these complaints from my people, the technicians that I used to lead, you name it. And I knew every single one of them. I knew how they conduct their life because of the way they work. So it's so simple just to not, you don't need to have special glasses to see all this stuff. You'll figure it out who is who when you work. So can we give a respectable testimony about our faith? Can we give a respectable testimony to others, to the unbelief person, to your unbelief coworker, to your unbelief mother-in-law, to your unbelief brother-in-law, to your unbelief, I don't know, like neighbor? Can we give this respectable work of the Holy Spirit in your life so they can see and respect you the way you live? Come on. Come on, people. Come on. Can ChatGPT give us ideas? Of course. Let's just use ChatGPT as an assistant. But it's not the end. This is not going to rule your life. You use it with wisdom also. And I got to remind you, the enemy is going to try to steal everything is out there to make people be distracted and to distract people. I should say, to distract people to know God, because that's the ultimate purpose in life, to know God for every human being, and to obstruct in having a relationship with Jesus Christ. This is the purpose of the enemy. So our purpose is to bring people to Jesus Christ through our testimony, through the way we live, through the way we say stuff. Make our goal to live a quiet life, minding your own business. Don't be gossiper. In other words, like they say in Spanish, don't be chismoso. Don't be telling a lot of lies and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, that's gonna literally break the respect that people have for you. But you always have to tell the truth with love. You always have to tell and protect. You always have to respect. And I think one of the things we lost in this time, I can say it with all confidence, we lost respect for others. So can we help others and bring people to Jesus Christ through AI? Yes. I already gave you some ideas right here. And also, I just want to remind you, please go to my go to my Patreon. It's I'm working on it. I'm having to do a lot of work because the way I want to build it for people, make sure. Why is not continue with this? Because I want to help people. I want to help you. I want to help others to find their purpose. Because at some point, I even though I was a Christian my whole life, I did not have a purpose. I didn't have a purpose. So how do you become someone who God is asking you to be, and yet you don't have a purpose? And who can actually help you to find the purpose for God in your life better than another fellow believer? So this is my Patreon right here. These are the groups that I'm going to, as long as we can actually start having people. These are the groups that I really want to be putting people in, having different modules and stuff like that with people, maybe in the afternoons, maybe at nights. Not every single day of the week, but specific days, like maybe Thursdays and Fridays, since our almost the weekend and a lot of people are going to be at home, so we can help them with their needs, spiritual needs. And also, if we can actually supply the needs of the poor and the widow, we can do that. I would love to do that, but in order for me to do that, I need your support. So far, I have 2 members. So come on, get subscribe, hit the notification button as well. Support the channel, support the Patreon, become a member for free. Also, you can actually donate from $1 to $10 a month in this for this cause. Okay, so Can we reach out the lost? Can we reach out those who are in need of Jesus Christ? Yes, we just got to come up with creative things and creative ways to reach people out. God bless you. Hit the notification button, hit the like button, subscribe. We'll see you next time.